Hey guys, this is Dave, and it occurred to me the other day that it's been a while since I've talked about some of my personal favorite portable DACs. As a matter of fact, I was looking through Gazadio's videos, and it turns out it's been about a year and a half, and I think I've reviewed, around 25 portable DACs since then. So this video is certainly long overdue. So without further ado, let's talk about some of my favorite portable DACs. Now, before we start, I need to clarify that these are simply the DACs that I feel offer the best performance and most features for their price points. And of course, there are a lot of DACs out there that I'm sure sound great, but I have not heard them. So obviously, these are the DACs that I do have on hand and that I've actually had a chance to compare with other DACs. Okay, so that said, this first device is my current favorite for the $100 price range, and that is this, the Onyx Alpha Xi1. And the reason this is a standout to me is not only does this offer great features for the $109 asking price, it also offers pretty impressive specifications, more specifically its power output capabilities. Because with a 32 ohm load out of the 4.4 balanced output, this will put out an impressive 500 milliwatts and 4 volts of level output, which basically means that this will drive just about any headphone out there as long as it's, again, not too hard to drive. And not just drive it loudly, but actually drive it well. But where this really shines, at least in my opinion, is with IEMs. Now, as dongles go, I would say this lands a little bit on the warmer side, but it is still certainly what I would consider to be fairly linear and transparent. So I know that I can pair this with some of my best IEMs and feel confident that while I may not be necessarily getting the absolute best sound performance out of them when compared to maybe some of my higher end devices, but its performance is still very, very good and certainly better than I would expect from a device within this $100 price range. And plus, you get some great features and superb build quality. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, of the devices within this price range that I've heard, the Onyx Alpha Xi1 offers some of the best performance and features that you can get, again, around $100. Not even to mention the build quality and the design are also very, very impressive. Now, next I have this, the KA17. And if you remember, this was my absolute favorite dongle under $200 until the Xi1 came along. Because at the time, for its $150 asking price, in my opinion, there were really no other dongles that I had heard or owned that could push some of my higher end full-size headphones the way the KA17 in desktop mode could. And remember, in desktop mode, we're talking 650 milliwatts of power output, which for a device this size is quite impressive. Point being, if your collection is kind of a mix of both full-size headphones and IEMs, even some headphones that might like a little extra power, then the KA17, while it may not necessarily be able to push really hard to drive headphones, it should be able to push most headphones quite well in desktop mode. Now, of course, for me, I mainly use this with IEMs because usually when I go out, I rarely even take headphones. But this device is excellent with IEMs, and like the Onyx Alpha Xi1, while I do still consider the Xi1 to be the better value between the two, there are things that I think the K17 does a little better on the technical side, like transients and dynamics. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if the performance differences, so the difference between the K17 and the Xi1 is significant enough to justify paying an additional $40, because the Xi1, it just comes so close to the K17, but the fact still remains that I don't know of a dongle out there for $150 that, when I take everything into consideration, so power output and just its general versatility as far as use with both headphones and IEMs, plus all the features. So its compatibility with a FIO control app, the screen, the volume control, and not to mention its excellent build quality. But of the portable DACs that I've either owned or heard, I can't think of a more competitive device for $150. And then the last and the most expensive device of the bunch, and I'm sure this comes as no surprise to you, is the Questyle M18i. Right now, this is my reference dongle, and while it's certainly not cheap at $399, I think you can actually get it on sale for $349 right now. If you are looking for a dongle style DAC or just a compact device for your higher end IEMs that is going to offer basically what I feel is uncompromised sound quality, then in my opinion, you're going to be really hard pressed to find, again, a portable dongle style DAC that will offer better sound performance. The only other device that I know of, and again, this is only devices that I've heard, is the DC Elite. That is the only other device besides this one that I feel actually can offer close to flagship level performance. Now, of course, unfortunately, I no longer have the DC Elite, but if I did, you can rest assured that it would be sitting right next to the M18i here on my review desk. So these are my three current most used favorite dongles. Again, I can only base my choices on devices I either currently have on hand or have owned, and I know that there are probably a lot of excellent devices out there that I have not heard. So if you have your favorites and you don't hear me talking about them, that probably just means I haven't heard them, or maybe I have heard them but haven't really spent enough time with them to really give them any kind of assessment. That said, I would love to hear from you about some of your favorite portable DACs in the comment section. And then if possible, I'll definitely try to get my hands on some of those devices for review. If you are new to the Gazaudio channel and you like our videos, please take a minute and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to go a step further, you can also support us through our Patreon. I'll be sure and leave a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this review. Please like this video, please share this video. I hope you have an awesome day.